it's something I have seen a lot of misinformation, like on everywhere, Facebook, on different news media outlets, and I think there's really like some main ones that I just feel are causing harm. And so there's really 8 of them. We don't need to talk about all of them, but I think the 8 really are that SARS-CoV-2 is not that bad. COVID-19 is not that bad, and vaccines basically don't prevent transmission. Spike protein from vaccines are cytotoxic, therefore they're really bad. That vaccines are going to cause something called antibody-dependent enhancement, which is going to make you have a more severe disease. There's the vaccines are going to cause infertility. There's the vaccines are going to cause a more virulent strain or variant. And then there's one more that alternatives to vaccines exist right now that are just as good. And I think that there's a few of those that are really, just like blatantly, they're wrong. All of them, I think, but there's some that are more important than others, and I think that I would like to talk about them. I think first and foremost, there's like 2 groups of people, mostly. One thinks COVID-19 is bad, wants the vaccine, and the other one that thinks it's not that bad and that the vaccines may be harmful. Interestingly, I know a lot of people that have gotten vaccinated, and the only person that I know that had something was like, she had a headache for like a week and a half, and then it went away. Another person I knew had like nausea for like a couple of weeks. They were like nauseous more frequently, but it went away. People react differently, obviously. When you're giving, more than 169 million people are vaccinated, right? That's half our adult population is vaccinated, fully vaccinated with COVID-19. And it's not zero risk. Some people are going to have an adverse reaction. And they do. It's a big world out there. Like if you were to give 169 million people a peanut or a shellfish, like some people are going to have very adverse reactions. Some people are going to die. Like it's a big world. But, with the stroke or the heart attack, you have to so if you're trying to compare, for example, let's say, you're looking at actual COVID-19 deaths and from heart attacks and strokes, and you're looking at the vaccine adverse events reporting site VAERS, right? And that as well. You have to realize that basically in the United States, like in 2017, there was a publication in the Journal of Circulation. Someone dies from cardiovascular disease every 30 seconds in the United States. Like every 30 seconds. Most of those people are above the age of 50, and certainly most are above 65. But every 30 seconds, someone's dying from cardiovascular disease. Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States has a stroke. Every 4 minutes, they die from a stroke. First of all, you have to, you're either going to get infected with SARS-CoV-2. Most people are going to be eventually. We're all going to be exposed to it. So you're either going to be vaccinated when you're exposed to it or not. And people are dying from heart attacks and blood clots, and even people are getting myocarditis like 100-fold times more than vaccines. Like the myocarditis link from the mRNA, specifically the mRNA vaccines, is real. And I think the last I saw it was like 50 per million, which it's still rare. Myocarditis is caused by 2 things. 1, by inflammation. 2, by direct viral infection. And it's more common in adolescents and young people. And it's inflammation of the heart can lead to that, yeah. But it's happening in young athletes with COVID-19, and it's happening more frequently than people that are getting vaccinated. So it's still if the person that got vaccinated, look, it is a risk, but it's still pretty rare, and it also is treatable. In most cases, they treat it within a few days, and it's isolated. So even if you think, if you're looking at just the most extreme part of the deaths, right? You've got over 624,000 deaths in COVID-19. Most of those deaths are happening in people over the age of 50. Right. So then there's the argument, well, I'm healthy. I don't have comorbidities, right? So what should I do? Should I, get vaccinated or should I be exposed to the virus? And I think there's a lot of evidence, and there's multiple lines of evidence. One, there are people with mild symptoms that are getting post-acute COVID syndrome. They're getting this, what people call long-haul COVID. What it is, I think it depends on the symptoms. I think there could be a variety of causes for it. So there are people, and most of this is happening in teenagers to like 50. Most of the people that are older are not getting this long haul COVID. It's like happening in people that are mostly not being hospitalized. People that don't get hospitalized originally, like they have mostly like pretty mild symptoms, in some cases even asymptomatic. There was a study published in the Lancet like last year showing there was a 7-fold increase in stroke incidence in people under 50 in the United States compared to the year before that, before the pandemic started. Viral infections themselves can cause hypercoagulation. They can cause blood clots, that's like known from other viruses. Like that's there's inflammation without the spike protein. So people that are COVID-19 is going to make their comorbidities worse, and that could be the same for a vaccine. It could be the same for anything, right? I mean, so like something that's going to activate the immune system. Well, again, if you look at the data, young people are also experiencing those things at a higher rate. And are those all the people with the comorbidities? Like, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it seems as though no matter which way you look at it, like it is worse to be exposed to that virus. And like, how do you know that person that had that myocarditis wouldn't have had it X-fold worse with the COVID-19? Because it's been shown to happen in young, healthy athletes. Well, you could argue there's an underreporting. I think so anyone can submit data to the VAERS, and I think when it comes to someone who's younger, they're more likely. So healthcare professionals have to submit to the VAERS if there's like something that's life-threatening, which myocarditis could be, or if it's a death or something that's like changes their daily functions. Like if the person had gotten vaccinated, and by the way, there's no time constraint. Like it's not like, if they've only been vaccinated within like 2 months, like they're supposed to submit to VAERS. Like if you again even just looking at the deaths in every age group, even like people that are in my age group, 40 to 49, there's 20,000 deaths that have been linked to the confirmed COVID-19 cases. Then yes, people with comorbidities are more likely to die. But also younger people, like I said, they're more likely to get, these long haul symptoms, where I've known so many people, that they've gotten like their loss of smell or taste has been like several months. And there's now studies showing that, there was a huge study out of the biobank, UK biobank data, where right before the pandemic started, MRIs were done, brain scans on like almost 1,000 people. It was like over 800. And then the pandemic hit. People got COVID, some people didn't, whatever. So they brought the same cohort of people back in for a brain scan. And, basically they corrected for people. So they compared people that were the same age, same gender, same sex. And then they also time between scans. And they found that both mild and severe COVID-19 cases caused a atrophy in the gray matter region of the brain. It was worse in people that had it more severe.
Right.
Understandable. But